UN resolutions to disarm in the area south of the Litani River. The latest conflict between Israel-Lebanon began after Hezbollah pledged solidarity with Iran and started firing rockets into Israel shortly after Israel-US war began against Iran earlier this year. Since then, thousands have been killed in Lebanon, while dozens of Israeli soldiers have also died during the conflict. Both Israel and Lebanon have repeatedly stated that a lasting ceasefire will depend on resolving the issue of Hezbollah's armed presence in South Lebanon.
A shocking investigation has revealed the exact items and cash that were allegedly stolen from the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. While millions of devotees gave their life savings, an organized group of insiders who were systematically stealing from the donation boxes. Trust officials reportedly noticed the money in the bank did not match the donation boxes, which usually hold around 7 lakh to 8 lakh each. Now, after installing hidden cameras in the counting room, they discovered employees blocking the main CCTV view to steal. Now, according to reports, approximately 7 crore rupees to 7.5 crores in cash was stolen, along with gold and silver ornaments offered by devotees, including earrings, nose rings, bangles, anklets. Now, following an SIT report, 8 people have been arrested and top trust officials Champat Rai and Anil Mishra have resigned. Watch this report.
A massive alleged donation scam has been exposed at Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. Over the last few weeks, trust officials reportedly noticed that the money going into the bank didn't match what was coming out of the donation boxes. Normally, each box has about 7 to 8 lakh rupees. But suddenly, bundles of 500 rupee notes allegedly started coming up short. Hidden cameras were installed inside the donation counting room, revealing that some employees intentionally blocked the view of the regular CCTV cameras. Items and funds allegedly stolen or embezzled from the Ram Mandir include cash donations of approximately 7 crores to 7.5 crores, along with ornaments offered by devotees, such as earrings, nose rings, bangles, and anklets.
बहनों और भाइयों, मेरी अपील होगी सभी राम भक्तों से, अयोध्या के बारे में जो समाचार पत्रों में सुनने को मिला, हम लोगों ने ट्रस्ट के अनुरोध पर SIT जांच बिठाई है और मैं उन्हें इस बात के लिए कह सकता हूं कि SIT जांच दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी करके रहेगी, उसमें कोई संदेह नहीं।
देखिए, ये शासन द्वारा नियुक्त 3 सदस्यीय SIT की रिपोर्ट आज हमने अपर मुख्य सचिव गृह महोदय को सौंपी है। यह एक प्रारंभिक प्रतिवेदन है और उसके क्रम में आज अपर मुख्य सचिव गृह साहब को सौंप दिया गया।
Following the report by the special investigation team, the police moved fast. Within hours of filing the first FIR, Uttar Pradesh police arrested 8 people: Avinash Shukla, Anukalp Mishra, Lavkush Mishra, Manish Kumar Yadav, Karunesh Pandey, Ram Shankar Mishra, Subhash Srivastav and Ram Shankar Yadav. Additionally, Champat Rai, the General Secretary of Shri Ram Janbhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust, and Trustee Anil Mishra submitted their resignations.
All right, viewers, we're getting another big breaking news development now, and Sia's parents at police station to record statement in the Ketan Agarwal murder case. Sia's parents have arrived at the police station to record their statements. The police had summoned the parents to record their statements. Now, Sia's brother Sahil Goel also had his statement recorded yesterday. So this is another development that is happening. Now, Sia's brother had yesterday said that if we would have known about the relation, we would have arranged their marriage. All right, now let's go to Satya Prakash, who is joining us from the location for all the latest developments. Satya Prakash, कल भाई ने जो स्टेटमेंट दिया था कि हमें अगर पता होता उनके बीच रिश्ता होता उनकी शादी करा देते, अब इनको बुलाया गया है, अब क्या कुछ अपडेट निकलकर सामने आ रहा है, किस तरीके से तफ्तीश जो है वो आगे बढ़ रही है?
देखिए, पूछताछ के लिए सिया के माता पिता को बुलाया गया। मैं तस्वीरें दिखा रहा हूं कि इसी पुलिस स्टेशन के अंदर जो है लगातार बयान दर्ज किए जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि सिया के भाई का कल बयान दर्ज हुआ था और आज जो है सिया के माता पिता को बुलाया गया है और बयान दर्ज होना शुरू हो गया है। अधिकारी पहुंचे हुए हैं, थोड़ी देर पहले ही सिया के माता पिता पहुंचे और बयान दर्ज करना शुरू कर दिया है, क्योंकि जिस तरह से सिया लगातार बयान बदल रही है, साथ ही जिस तरह से चेतन और सिया के बीच में संबंध थे, इन सारी चीज़ों को लेकर पुलिस पूछताछ करना चाहती है। क्योंकि सिया के भाई साहिल से जब पूछताछ किया तो साहिल ने कहा था कि अगर चेतन और सिया के बीच में संबंध के बारे में पता होता तो हम केतन अग्रवाल से शादी का रिश्ता नहीं कराते, उनसे बात नहीं करते और हम चेतन से शादी करा देते। लेकिन जो बातें सामने आई है कि चेतन और साहिल के बीच में पहले ही दोस्ती था। क्रिकेट मैच के दौरान कहीं सिया के बीच दोस्ती हुई और इन सारी चीज़ों के जो बयान दर्ज हो रहे हैं, कहीं न कहीं कुछ गड़बड़ दिख रहा है। इसी को लेकर कहीं न कहीं पुलिस लगातार पूछताछ कर रही है। जो माता पिता है उनको बुलाया है सिया के बारे में पूरी जानकारी लेने, क्योंकि जो केतन अग्रवाल द्वारा परिवार द्वारा जो लगातार आरोप लगाए जा रहे हैं उसको लेकर कहीं क्रॉस वेरिफिकेशन करना है। जी
बिल्कुल, इसमें पूरी तफ्तीश अगर आप बात करें तफ्तीश की, वो किस तरीके से किस तेजी से आगे बढ़ती हुई नजर आ रही है, और एक जो बयान दोनों की तरफ से दिए जा रहे हैं, जो दोनों आरोपी हैं, जो अक्यूज्ड हैं कथित तौर पर, उनके बयानों में जो विरोधाभास जो है, जो एक तरीके से एक दूसरे को काट रहे हैं बातों को, उसके बारे में भी जरा बताइएगा।
देखिए, पुलिस की लगातार पूछताछ में जब शुरुआती पूछताछ हुआ था उस समय जो है सिया और चेतन दोनों ने कहा था कि हमने धक्का दिया है, लेकिन अब कहीं कहीं बदल रहे हैं, दोनों बदल रहे हैं। चेतन कह रहा है कि सिया धक्का दिए हैं और सिया कह रही है कि चेतन ने धक्का दिया है। इन्हीं चीज़ों को लेकर कहीं न कहीं लगातार दोनों के बयान पलटते हुए दिख रहे हैं। इसी को लेकर लगातार कहीं कहीं पुलिस पूछताछ कर रही है। ये भी सामने आया है बात कि सिया लगातार जिस तरह प्लान कर रही थी, 17 जून को जिस तरह से कैफे में गई थी और वहाँ घंटों बैठकर ये प्लान रचा गया था। क्योंकि जिस तरह से प्लान में सामने आया, पूछताछ में जो सामने आया कि सिया और चेतन दोनों मिलकर ये प्लान बनाया था कि जब वहाँ पे घटना का अंजाम देने के बाद दोनों मुलाकात नहीं करेंगे, फ़ोन पर चैट नहीं करेंगे, सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से मिलेंगे ही नहीं कुछ दिन, तो किसी को पता नहीं चलेगा, एक्सीडेंटल होकर मामला खत्म हो जाएगा। लेकिन जिस तरह से ये खुलासा हुआ उसके बाद कहीं कहीं चौंकाने वाले सामने चीज़ें आ रही है। लगातार पुलिस की टीम ये पूछताछ कर रही है कि जो प्लान बनाया गया था, प्लान के अलावा जो दोनों परिवार के बीच में जो बातचीत हुई है, क्या क्या बातचीत हुई है, क्या जो बातें यहाँ पे पूछताछ में आ रहा, क्या सही है क्या गलत है, इन सारी चीजों को लेकर लगातार पुलिस पूछताछ कर रही है। जी
बिल्कुल, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया पूरी जानकारी हमारे साथ साझा करने के लिए। नजर बनाए रखिए क्या कुछ डेवलपमेंट्स आती हैं, कीप ट्रैक ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दोज डेवलपमेंट्स। थैंक्स अ लॉट Satya Prakash. Now let's move on to another story. Now ahead of the annual Amarnath Yatra, the Jammu and Kashmir administration has intensified preparations with a strong focus on disaster response and pilgrim safety. Now, learning from the 2022 cloudburst tragedy, the National Disaster Response Force, the NDRF, and mountain rescue teams are undergoing a specialized high altitude rescue training in Samba. Here's a report on everything we know so far.
With the Amarnath Yatra set to begin on 3rd July, the Jammu and Kashmir administration has stepped up disaster preparedness to ensure a safe pilgrimage for thousands of devotees. Remembering the devastating 2022 cloudburst near the Holy Cave that claimed 15 lives, authorities are leaving no stone unturned to strengthen emergency response mechanisms. At a specialized training camp in Samba, personnel from the NDR force and the Jammu and Kashmir Police's mountain rescue teams are undergoing intensive high-altitude rescue training. The teams are practicing free fall climbing and controlled slithering techniques to quickly reach stranded pilgrims in steep and inaccessible mountainous terrain.
ऊपर से एक बंदा आया, उसने उसकी सिचुएशन देखी, फिर उसने अपनी टीम को इन्फॉर्म किया कि जो विक्टिम है वो सीरियस है, आप एक बंदा नीचे आ जाओ और बाकी जो टीम है ये वाला मेथड जिसे हम जेड पुली कहते हैं ये तैयार करो, ये विक्टिम जेड पुली मेथड से ऊपर आएगा.
As part of the exercise, rescuers are also rehearsing evacuation drills, carrying mock victims from hilltops and deep gorges in simulated landslide scenarios.
फ्री क्लाइम होल्ड का इस्तेमाल कैसे करना है, अगर आपके पास ऐसा कहीं स्लोप है जो बिना रोप के चढ़ जाना है, होल्ड का इस्तेमाल करके, वो टेक्निक ये थी. उसके बाद ये जो ऊपर गया ये रोप फिक्स कर देता है. अलग अलग टेक्निक है, हर टेक्निक का अलग अलग तरीका है सिखाने का. अभी जो इसने किया फ्री क्लाइम किया, ये है रैपलिंग, ऊपर से नीचे कैसे आना है, सीट हार्नेस रोप का कैसे इस्तेमाल करना है, आपका बॉडी पोजीशन कैसे होगा, ब्रेकिंग हैंड कहाँ होगा, गाइडिंग हैंड कहाँ होगा, पूरा इनको दिखाया जाता है. जो पीछे हाथ रखा है ये ब्रेकिंग हैंड है, अगर ये रुकना चाहे रुक सकता है.
Another crucial component of the training focuses on zip line operations, allowing rescue teams to move swiftly between mountain ridges where road access may not be possible during emergencies. Personnel are also learning to establish temporary Burma bridges, enabling safe movement of rescue teams, equipment and stranded victims across difficult mountain stretches.
हमारा 15 दिन का ट्रेनिंग का प्रोग्राम रहता है, उसमें हमारे बर्मा ब्रिज स्लाइडर जो करने का ये है कि जहाँ भी कोई ऐसा डिजास्टर होता है उन रेस्क्यू टीमों को उस जगह पे इमीडिएटली जो हेली से हम पहुँचाते हैं, तो वहाँ से वो रेस्क्यू टीम के जितने भी मेंबर हैं वो स्लाइडर डाउन करके उतरते हैं. और बर्मा ब्रिज करवाने का ये है कि बाढ़ के दौरान जब नदियाँ नाले ऊपर आते हैं, पुल बह जाते हैं, तो उस टाइम में एक आर्टिफिशियल रोप की मदद से एक पुल बनाते हैं और पुल के जरिए उन लोगों को आर पार करवाते हैं.
Officials say these advanced rescue techniques will significantly improve response time in the event of cloud bursts, landslides or any natural disaster during the pilgrimage. The specialized training forms a key part of the government multi-layered security and disaster management strategy to ensure that the Amarnath Yatra remains safe and secure and uninterrupted.
All right, viewers, it's time to slip into a short commercial break, but don't go anywhere because we have a lot more lined up coming up after the break, ladies and gentlemen. Republic Break's agenda-setting story from Pakistan. Lashkar terrorist spotted at funeral of SHOAIB Akhtar's brother. Coming up, more details on that. Don't go anywhere.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार. क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा प्योर मसाला. केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे. केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ.
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट. अब बताओ स्वाद आया? आया.
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट.
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Mann's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover 2 lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time, and now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job, but it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you a picture of Bhagwant Mann at present, which is about 52, 53 years old. And Bhagwant Mann on the other side at the age of 39, when he was a performer. Well, he is still a performer in a way. But there's a distinct physical difference. A, he's put on a lot of weight. His face is much more puffy. He's older. He's wearing a turban. He was not wearing a turban at that time. Not always, at least. Not always photographed with a turban. And so there's a distinct difference. So if you see the picture of the younger Bhagwant Mann, you'd actually have a blink and miss moment. Is this the same guy, you'd say? We all age. But some people, their appearance changes distinctly between 12 to 13 years. They're almost unrecognizable. And Bhagwant Mann is, fortunately or unfortunately, among those people. Now, what Bhagwant Mann is trying to say is, the guy you see in the pictures, in the sacrilege video, is not me. And he's banking on the fact that he looks different now. Now look at the picture on the left-hand side, the younger Bhagwant Mann. And look at the pictures on the right-hand side, which is the sacrilege video of 2014, 13 years back, of a younger Bhagwant Mann. And now they look much more similar, don't they? In fact, the more you go close up, you'll find it's probably the same guy. Now, Bhagwant Mann's argument can be privately to some people that if I did something sacrilegious 13 years back, why is it being picked up now? His detractors say it doesn't matter. You did something very bad. Now, to cover himself up, I'll go to the second set of pictures now, which will be of the first original video and the video he's released. In the first original video, Bhagwant Mann is seen doing something terrible, disrespectful, and sprinkling alcohol on pictures of Sikh gurus. And that's the original video. Today, for some strange reason, Bhagwant Mann has come out with his own video. And God knows where he's got this actor from. It seems he's got an actor who's shown in doing some of the same kind of things. And then he's saying that this person in the video is not me. Hello, wake up. Bhagwant Mann, wake up.
All right, viewers, coming up after the break, Republic breaks agenda-setting story from Pakistan. Lashkar terrorist spotted at funeral of SHOAIB Akhtar's brother.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk tonight about an incident where an FIR got registered against 4 people. This is an incident which has happened in Madhya Pradesh, in Ujjain, and there is this strange video which shows a van suspended about 40 feet in the air, and it's suspended with a crane, some kind of a huge big crane, and there are explosives which are put inside this van, and then the van is detonated. Watch this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is apparently during a Moharam procession, where the organizers fill a car with explosives, lift it 40 feet in the air with explosives, put a slogan on the vehicle saying, "Le fir aage," which means, look, we are back. And then they explode the van. And at that point of time, there are posters put, there's a lot of mayhem. It's also seen in the video that there are 2 people who are waving red flags before the blast. And the car is detonated mid-air amidst the spectators. There are videos from an Instagram account which also show a young man performing other explosion-related stunts, such as filling a drum with explosives and blasting it. And there are intense explosives used out there. This is all a celebration of explosions. These are not fireworks, let me tell you this, viewers. Now the police arrested the accused, and there was a procession of the accused also taken out. The accused identified as one SHOAIB, Zahid Khan and Taslim. SHOAIB organized the event, and Zahid and Taslim were the ones waving the flag while standing on the vehicle before the vehicle was blown up. This is what has happened. And this is the strangest and most dangerous incident that has happened, because we don't know what is the message that they were trying to send by carrying out a car explosion. Please look at these pictures with concern. A crane hoists a car 50 feet into the air and a mock terrorist attack is carried out. A hanging enacted with little purpose connecting the act to the occasion. There was an attempt at some kind of messaging. And ladies and gentlemen, remember what happened in Red Fort. Just 8 months back, there was a blast at Red Fort. And today, 8 months later, some people are celebrating with a mock terrorist attack. What kind of...
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
You're watching a live report on Republic TV with me, Ishita Mitra, and today, as we always do, setting the agenda from Republic TV and exposing Pakistan, showing you how the country continues to give patronage to terrorists who openly roam and attend public events across the country. Now, in this exclusive video, we've got you visuals from Pakistan, where several Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists are seen attending the funeral of former cricketer SHOAIB Akhtar's brother. Getting you all the details on that story, but first up, a quick check at the top headlines we're tracking at this hour. Republic breaks agenda-setting story from Pakistan. Lashkar terrorists spotted at the funeral of SHOAIB Akhtar's brother. TVK minister at the centre of drug controversy. Vijay government's minister Sarath Kumar seen crushing white powder in a viral video. Prime Minister Narendra Modi departs for Seychelles for a 3-day state visit. A Prime Minister to attend 50th National Day as the chief guest. More details now emerge in shocking Ketan Agarwal's murder case. Chetan and Sia, the two accused, allegedly deleted all the messages from their mobile phones. US Israel-Lebanon signed trilateral deal after 5 rounds of negotiations in Washington. US strikes Iranian missile and drone sites after a cargo ship was attacked near Hormuz. Tehran hits back. Welcome viewers, and our top focus in our live report now, the funeral of former Pakistani cricketer SHOAIB Akhtar's brother in Islamabad has drawn significant attention. And this is why, because Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists, including Deputy Chief Saifullah Kasturi, the mastermind behind the Pahalgam terror attack, was spotted at the ceremony. Now, Republic's super exclusive video shows you how several elite terrorists were present at the funeral of SHOAIB Akhtar's brother. These are some of the deadliest terror attacks. Masterminds were present at this event. We'll get you the visuals showing you how several leaders, including Inam Rahman, who is one of the designated terrorists, a part of PMML Islamabad, which is the political front of Lashkar-e-Toiba, was present there, seen as standing next to the cricketer SHOAIB. And the same man, as you can see on your screen, has also been spotted multiple times with Saifullah Kasuri, who is the mastermind behind the Pahalgam carnage, which killed 26 people in India. Again, showing you how Pakistan, a terror state, continues to give open patronage to terrorists like these who openly roam attending public events. And it's not just the politicians, the military, which works hands in gloves with these terror outfits, but also Pakistan's wealthy, the prominent people, cricketers, in fact, now also working hand in gloves with these terrorists, showing you how the DNA essentially of the country has now become entrenched with terrorism. All right, in fact, let's tell you more about who all were present at this ceremony. Now, this includes Inamur Rahman, who's the president of Pakistan's Central Muslim League Islamabad. Remember, it is the political outfit of Lashkar-e-Toiba, a registered party, in fact, in Islamabad, who also contested elections in 2024. He is one of the terrorists who is linked also with the mastermind of the Pahalgam terror attack, Saifullah Kasuri. He was present at the ceremony. Not just that, Abdullah Tur, who's the Deputy General Secretary of PMML, was also present. Hafiz Umar, Zonal General Secretary again of PMML. And the last one, in fact, was Ajmed Bhati, the chairman of Khidmat Committee. Now, viewers, remember when we talk about PMML, it is an outfit which has been used by Hafiz Saeed to circumvent all the international and the domestic bans which have come in on his terror outfit. And it is basically a whitewashing front for his terror activities. And now all those leaders linked to that group were present, in fact, at that. Let's give you more details about what exactly PMML stands for. It is a Pakistan Markazi Muslim League, one of the Islamist registered political party, but also a political front of the terror group Lashkar-e-Toiba, founded by Hafiz Saeed. Now, it's founded by Hafiz Saeed. As we know, he's the mastermind behind the 26/11 terror attack. He's a globally designated terrorist who has been given patronage by Pakistani establishment. And it is his own outfit, which is, in fact, now coming to the light. A PMML, a registered political party, continues to even contest elections. In 2024, we saw PMML contesting elections in fact, Pakistan, and it is very much linked to Hafiz Saeed, who is a designated global terrorist. So it is essentially a whitewashing body to circumvent all the international bans. All right, viewers, now joining us on the broadcast is Major General Rajan Kocha. He's a defense expert. Thank you, Major General, for joining us on Republic TV. Sir, I want to ask you today, we are exposing Pakistan and looking at this, the links between terror groups and the polity in Pakistan goes beyond the administration, the military, even the wealthy in Pakistan continues to work hand in gloves with the terror outfits. Now, these are visuals coming to light from SHOAIB Akhtar's brother funeral. And you can see all the Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists are present there, very much present there, again showing that how Pakistan as a terror state continues to give a patronage to these terrorists, and they have this open way of roaming around the country. All right, in fact, we'll try and connect with Major General Rajan Kocha to decode these developments coming to light from Pakistan, viewers. But right now, this is the agenda-breaking story that we're getting you from Pakistan. Exclusive visuals on your screen, again exposing Pakistan and how it continues to give patronage to several terrorists around the country. You can see how these Lashkar-e-Toiba-based terrorists are openly roaming and going around attending events. Let's try and go back to the visuals we are getting, our viewers, showing you the links that this is the man Inamur Rahman, he's the president of PMML Islamabad, a political outfit of Lashkar-e-Toiba. The same man can be seen with Saifullah Kasuri, the mastermind behind the Pahalgam carnage, the Pahalgam terror attack that killed 26 people. You can see openly the links now been exposed, SHOAIB Akhtar's terror link, and also exposing Pakistani state, the terror state, the jihadi land at large, that this is how terrorists are given patronage. This is how terrorists roam freely around the country, attending public events openly. There is essentially not just a shielding of terrorists that's going on, it is giving patronage to them on the soil of Pakistan. And these terrorists continue to work hand in gloves with not just the polity, with not just the administration, with not just the Pakistani military, but also the wealthy, the powerful in Pakistan. This is the story we're breaking on Republic TV. All right, in fact, Major General Rajan Kocha is back with us. Major General, we were just discussing that, how this openly exposes that as far as the links between terror groups goes, it goes beyond military, goes beyond the administration, and even the powerful in Pakistan continues to work hand in gloves with these terror outfits.
You see, I think a very significant footage you've been able to actually gather here, because this is not the first time we actually saw it after Operation Sindoor also, if you remember. The funeral which took place of these terrorists who were killed by the Indian fire, we saw the Pakistani generals and senior officers attending that funeral. And now a certain time has elapsed now, and we are seeing once again these kind of visuals. It brings to the front one important assessment. And that assessment is that Pakistan is still nurturing terrorist camps and terrorists in its own soil. And I think this is a wake-up call not only for our neighboring countries like India, but also for the world. Because remember, these terrorists have no religion, have no faith, have no character. They can be bought for money, and if you are going to allow this kind of state-sponsored terrorism on your soil, be prepared that these terrorists are going to be used against you. You may be sitting in Washington, you may be sitting in Paris, you may be sitting anywhere in any part of the world. I think these countries need to take cognizance, because terrorism has no boundary. Because today, if you see these kind of terrorists on Pakistani soil, be rest assured that these people are going to be employed in your own country also. So if these people think that the problem of terrorism is only India's concern, it is not the concern of India. It should be the concern of the entire world, entire humanity. And I think United States especially, I would like to bring out this aspect, because it is coming closer to Pakistan, and the United States must smell the coffee and see the writing on the wall that you are cementing a friendship with a country which is sponsoring terrorism. And how can you do that? Because if you are prepared to attack Iran on the same grounds that Iran has got a proxy in terms of Hezbollah and Hamas and Houthis, then why not Pakistan? Because Pakistan also has got Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed. And you see, what these people have done is they have started shelter organizations like the Resistance Front. Yes. So it is an offshoot of Lashkar-e-Toiba. And just now you mentioned about JMNL also. So these are basically measures to ensure their funding. International funding is not stopped, because remember, these groups are being funded not only by the ISI, they have got international links with the other terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda. Yes. And their funding is taking place from these places in different accounts. So I think this is a very important aspect which you have brought out on your channel, and it needs to be documented by the NIA, by the IB, and as well as the intelligence agencies of the world and brought to the notice of the United Nations also, because IMF, I would like to bring out this aspect of IMF funding. Why should Pakistan be given IMF funding when it is sponsoring terrorism? This money is being diverted to the terrorists to sponsor terrorism in all parts of the world. So I think the IMF funding issue should also be brought into this conversation.
Right, so I agree with you, as you said that, as when we talk about Pakistan's conventional capabilities, it stands nowhere. Therefore, we have seen, as far as India is concerned, since 1970s, it has been engaging in this asymmetric warfare with terror outfits now propping up. But even within terror outfits, to circumvent these international bans and the sanctions that come on these groups, have now started floating these political outfits. And as you mentioned, PMML, Islamabad is one of the examples. It also contested elections in the country in 2024, and now we've seen these leaders which are linked to LET, HAFIZ SAEED, these are now coming up, contesting elections and at the same time just exporting terror. How do you look at the strategy of Pakistan, sir, and also what is a check to this?
See, the strategy of Pakistan started in the 1990s itself. If you remember, Ziaul
Yes, sir.
was the one who started this strategy, and he made a statement, a very prominent statement, that we will bleed India through 1,000 cuts.
Yes, sir.
So that strategy of proxies in terms of these terrorist organizations started in 1990s. I was also posted in JNK that time, and I saw these things happening on ground. Now, what important actually aspect here is, you talked about conventional strength. In terms of conventional strength, in terms of military to military, army to army, air force to air force, now India is in the ratio of 2:1 as far as Pakistan is concerned. So Pakistan will never get into a conventional war with India.
Exactly.
Either it will go for a hybrid war, or it will go for an attrition war, or the way it is actually going in this manner. So that is the strategy of Pakistan. We need to understand this. You see, targeting 9 terrorist camps in Operation Sindoor seems to be not sufficient enough punishment, as far as I feel Pakistan is to be given, because I think the punishment has to be the world recognizing Pakistan as a terrorist state. And we need to re-strategize ourselves. We need to work on narratives of this kind, because unfortunately we get bogged down with India, Pakistan all the time. We need to build up a narrative in the international community, and that narrative has to be realistic. And we need to bring out these facts in international forums. We need to send our think tanks outside, speak on international forums the way Pakistan think tanks are going. See, Pakistan, I'm observing this in these think tank circle. I've been there. Pakistani think tanks are very active in Western countries, and they are being funded. Why don't we also send our
and so also at the time when Pakistan is trying to portray itself as a peacemaker, as a deal maker in this conflict that's going on in West Asia. So at the time, the narrative war certainly takes a more precedence.
No, I absolutely agree with you, because you see, you have to win this battle in the minds of the people. Because even if we go with a war with Pakistan, that will not serve the purpose, I'm telling you. Because there are a lot of people who are advocating war. A war is not a solution to this problem. It may temporarily give you a relief kind of a thing, but then in the long term, if you have to target Pakistan, you have to target Pakistan economically. Right. You have to isolate Pakistan among the world community. And how do you isolate Pakistan? You have to build up a very strong narrative, and like the one which you are showing on your channel today, because it is sufficient evidence to be given to the world communities that Pakistan terrorists are roaming freely. They are part of the society. They are part of the elite. They are part of the political process. And Pakistan Army, you talk about HAFIZ SAEED, who is giving him protection? He stays next to the army cantonment. The army is giving protection.
Exactly.
The example of Osama bin Laden. Who was Osama bin Laden and why was he found in Pakistan? So all these issues need to be interconnected, and I think a strong narrative has to be going about in the international community. It will take time. You see, all these things don't happen in a jiffy. You have to start the process. You have to start this a narrative building, and I would actually call it a narrative war. This narrative war has to be started by Republic TV, and you must take it up at the right forum, at the right level, and we must continue such programs because unless we bring attention to the world community to this important aspect, I think we will not be able to impact terrorism.
All right, so the Exposé must continue, and India needs it to take Pakistan head on as far as this narrative warfare is concerned. Major General Rajan Kocha, on that note, thanks so much for joining us. Always a pleasure to speak to you. Now you're shifting focus to another big story that we're tracking on Live Report now. In the Ketan Agarwal murder case, viewers, accused Sia Goyal's parents, Praveen and Pooja Goyal, are now being questioned at Lonavala police station today. They were summoned to record their statements after Sia's brother Sahil Goyal gave his statement to the police yesterday. So Sia's parents are now being questioned. They are being interrogated by the police whether or not they were aware of her relationship with Chetan, whether or not they were aware of her plans. She wanted to, in fact, not marry Ketan. She wanted to break off this marriage and go ahead with her relationship with Chetan. So all this information, whether or not parents were aware of all this and of her plans as well to kill Ketan, in fact. So those are the big questions under scanner at this point, as Sia's parents have now been taken for interrogation, for questioning at Lonavala police station. Remember, in this case, now a fast-track court has been set up, and it's Ujjwal Nikam who's now been appointed as the special public prosecutor by Maharashtra CM. All right, in fact, Revati now joins with more details on this. Revati, so rapid developments coming to light in Ketan Agarwal's murder case. Today we understand that the accused Sia's parents are being questioned by police. Take us through the latest in this.
Right, so many statements are currently being recorded by the Lonavala police, and the most important thing that yesterday Sahil Goyal was present at Lonavala police station, and his statement was recorded. Many points he confessed to the police as well, and now today, Sia Goyal's father and mother are there at the Lonavala police station, and they are recording their statement in the matter. So it will be important to see on 29th of June that what exactly were their statements, because on 29th of June, these two, Sia Goyal and Ketan Chaudhary, will be presented before the court. And also, the most important thing here is that the matter is now being held at the fast-track court, and also a special public prosecutor in this matter is appointed, and he is Advocate Ujjwal Nikam, who has handled many high-profile cases in this. Over to you.
All right, and also we understand that as far as the investigation and the questioning of the two accused, Sia and Chetan goes, they are now turning on each other. They are blaming each other, saying that it was Sia who made the final push, or it was Chetan who made the final push.
Right, so the blame game has already begun, and they are pointing towards each other and turning their backs towards each other. Not only this, but also Sia confessed that Ketan Agarwal was bald and he used to wear a wig, and that is the reason why she denied. But Ketan didn't listen, is what she confessed during the interrogation by Lonavala police. And also Ketan said that he just wanted to elope with Sia, and he didn't want to kill Ketan, is what he confessed during the interrogation. So the interrogation of these two main accused is underway, but also the most important thing is that the statements of various witnesses and others are being recorded right now. Over to you.
All right, thanks Revati for joining us and giving us all these details. Do continue to track all the developments which are coming to light in this case. And now here's that's a wrap on Live Report with me, Shita Mitra. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned to Republic TV as we continue to break all the latest and all the exclusive stories for you here on Republic TV.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है। है? अरे मेरे राजा।
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're on my show. This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much. आपने बोला humble हो, मैं humble हो रहा हूँ.
You became very famous during Balika Badhu. At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus, right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzis.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now? There was no Viral Bayani then?
Back then, it was just,
What do you mean back then? If you keep talking, I'm over a decade older to you. If you keep saying back then I'll stop driving the car here.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean...
What am I then? Back then. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Mann's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you...
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ। 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk tonight about an incident where an FIR got registered against 4 people. This is an incident which has happened in Madhya Pradesh, in Ujjain, and there is this strange video which shows a van suspended about 40 feet in the air. And it's suspended with a crane, some kind of a huge big crane. And there are explosives which are put inside this van, and then the van is detonated. Watch this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is apparently during a Moharam procession, where the organizers fill a car with explosives, lift it 40 feet in the air with explosives, put a slogan on the vehicle saying, Le fir aa gaye, which means look, we are back. And then they explode the van. And at that point of time, there are posters put, there's a lot of mayhem. It's also seen in the video that there are two people who are waving red flags before the blast. And the car is detonated mid-air amidst the spectators. There are videos from an Instagram account which also show a young man performing other explosion-related stunts, such as filling a drum with explosives and blasting it. And there are intense explosives used out there. This is all a celebration of explosions. These are not fireworks, let me tell you this, viewers. Now, the police arrested the accused, and there was a procession of the accused also taken out. The accused identified as one SHOAIB, Zahid Khan and Taslim. SHOAIB organized the event, and Zahid and Taslim were the ones waving the flag while standing on the vehicle before the vehicle was blown up. This is what has happened. And this is the strangest and most dangerous incident that has happened, because we don't know what is the message that they were trying to send by carrying out a car explosion. Please look at these pictures with concern. A crane hoists a car 50 feet into the air and a mock terrorist attack is carried out. A hanging enacted with little purpose connecting the act to the occasion. There was an attempt at some kind of messaging. And ladies and gentlemen, remember what happened in Red Fort. Just 8 months back, there was a blast at Red Fort. And today, 8 months later, some people are celebrating with a mock terrorist attack. What kind of provocation is this? Why should we accept this provocation? Look at the visuals very clearly and ask for sensitivity here. Is there some signaling some people are trying to do? And what is the way these people should be dealt with, who talk like that, who do these kind of things? If this is an attempt at trying to project a mindset of conflict and combat in our society, where is the rule of law? Is the messaging that they're ready for strife or wanting to create conflict, terrorism in society? Viewers, if you remember the visuals of all the people injured and dead after the Red Fort blast, I want to ask this country tonight whether we will be open to debating these things or whether we should brush this under the carpet. I say we should not. We should collectively...
Republic breaks agenda story from Pakistan. Lashkar terrorists spotted at the funeral of Shoaib Akhtar's brother. TVK minister at the center of drug controversy. Vijay government's minister Sarath Kumar seen crushing white powder in a viral video. Prime Minister Narendra Modi departs for Seychelles. Prime Minister to attend 58th National Day of the country as the chief guest. More details emerge in Ketan Agarwal's murder case. Chetan and Sia allegedly deleted all their messages for the plotting of murder. US-Israel-Lebanon signed trilateral deal after 5 rounds of negotiations to ease tensions on a Lebanon border. US strikes Iranian missile and drone sites after cargo ship was attacked near Hormuz. Tehran hits back. Welcome viewers, you're watching live and breaking on Republic TV with me, Shata Mitra, and our top focus, what is unfolding in Ram Mandir theft case. Now, sources indicate another FIR could be registered in the Ram Mandir controversy. According to our sources, an FIR might be filed against certain individuals on the SIT report. Now, reports suggest that the FIR would involve serious charges but would instead pertain to conspiracy or forgery. While no FIR has been registered yet, there is speculation that prominent figures could now be named as accused based on the SIT report. Now, remember viewers, there are about 8 accused named in the FIR which are now in police custody. But the top prominent figures like Champat Rai and Anil Mishra, who have now resigned from their post, have not been named in the FIR. But according to our sources, another FIR now could be lodged in the case. All right, my colleague Shubham also joins with more details on this. Shubham, now we're getting to understand that prominent figures such as Champat Rai, Anil Mishra, who are the top members, have now resigned from their position, could also now be named in the FIR.
बिल्कुल एसआईटी की शुरुआती जांच से इस बात की भूमिका संदिग्ध थी कि हाँ 17 नाम ऐसे हैं जिन पर एफआईआर की जा सकती है, जिनकी भूमिका इस पूरे गबन मामले में संदिग्ध पाई गई थी। फिलहाल 8 नाम ही नामजद हैं जिन पर एफआईआर दर्ज की गई है। हाँ, एसआईटी की जांच में, पूछताछ में अगर कोई नाम और निकलकर सामने आते हैं तो एफआईआर में नाम बढ़ाए जा सकते हैं, उन लोगों को भी आरोपी बनाया जा सकता है, उन्हें भी कोर्ट में पेश किया जा सकता है। लेकिन फिलहाल अब तक सिर्फ 8 आरोपी हैं। लेकिन सूत्र ऐसी जानकारी दे रहे हैं कि जो जांच शुरू हुई है, जब से इन्हें न्यायिक हिरासत में भेजा गया है, उसी जांच के दरमियान एसआईटी के रिकमेंडेशन पर कुछ और नाम बढ़ाए जा सकते हैं जिनकी भूमिका संदिग्ध पाई जा सकती है। बड़ा प्रश्न यह है कि जो ड्राइवर है चंपत राय का, उसके अलावा जो 7 लोग हैं, ऐसे नामों पर और भी फिलहाल जांच चल रही है। क्या कोई और भी शामिल था, क्या किसी और का हाथ भी इसमें संलिप्त था, ये सब पूछताछ के बाद सामने आएगा। लेकिन सोमवार को जो सुनवाई होनी है वो बड़ी अहम है, क्योंकि उसमें एंटी करप्शन को लेकर भी धाराएं बढ़ाई जा सकती है। इसके अलावा ये भी जानकारी सामने आ रही है कि अगर ऐसे लोग जिनका नाम एसआईटी ने रिकमेंडेशन किया है जांच के दौरान, जिनका नाम संदिग्ध पाया गया है, उन लोगों का नाम भी इस एफआईआर में शामिल किया जा सकता है, क्योंकि जो धाराएं लगाई गई हैं वो विश्वासघात की है, धोखाधड़ी की है, चोरी की है। इसके अलावा कूट रचना की धारा यहां पर दाखिल की गई है। माना यह जा रहा है कि जो 8 नाम हैं जिन्हें कल जेल दाखिल किया गया है, जेल भेजा गया है, उसके अलावा कई और नाम ऐसे हैं जो बढ़ाए जा सकते हैं। सूत्र ये भी जानकारी दे रहे हैं कि हो सकता है कि एसआईटी की सिफारिश पर सरकार एफआईआर लॉन्च कर सकती है और नाम इसमें बढ़ाए जा सकते हैं, गिरफ्तारियां भी हो सकती है। हालांकि एसआईटी और पुलिस लगातार ये जांच कर रही है कि आखिर इस गबन में कौन कौन शामिल था, क्योंकि जो साक्ष्य सामने आए हैं उसके मुताबिक सिर्फ अभी 8 लोगों को ही आरोपी बनाकर जेल भेजा गया है, जिनकी कल सुनवाई हुई थी और उसके बाद कोर्ट में पेश किया गया, उसके बाद जेल भेज दिया गया। लेकिन फिलहाल
Shubham, thanks so much for joining us and giving us all these details regarding the investigation that's now panning in this case. Viewers, now shifting focus to Northeast. Tensions are now prevailing in Imphal East District after women residents have blocked roads to prevent cadres of the United National Liberation Front from relocating their camp, citing serious security concerns for the villages situated along the fringe areas. The protest here, in fact, began around 8 a.m. in the morning, with women and local residents obstructing roads leading out of the village, insisting that UNLF camp should not be shifted. The development comes after a recent meeting between the representatives of UNLF and the Union Ministry of Home Affairs. During the talks, the MHA reportedly instructed the outfit to relocate its camps from Imphal East District to Imphal West. Now, both the camps are located close to Kuki-dominated villages and have been viewed by local residents as a protective presence amid the ongoing ethnic conflict in Manipur. So essentially, the protests are now breaking out in Imphal East over the relocation of the camp, which comes after the talks with MHA. All right, my colleague Linthoy also joins me in more details on this. Linthoy, take us through the protests that are now taking place in Imphal East. We understand that women here are protesting against the relocation of the camp of United Nations Liberation Front.
Yes, the situation remains tense over there in Nongsum area. The road blockade, which began this morning at around 8 a.m. in Nongsum village, has now spread to Uyumpok. So women protesters along with local residents are continuing to block roads to prevent the relocation of the UNLF led by Pambai group camps from the Nongsum and Faying. So the protest follows recent talks between the Union Home Ministry and the UNLF Pambai, after which the outfit reportedly agreed to see if the camps houses are strongly opposing the decision. So the villagers say that the UNLF Pambai group's camps have served as a protective presence for the fringe villages since the outbreak of the ethnic violence. They fear that if the camps are relocated, their villages could once again become vulnerable to attacks. Many residents also recall previous incidents in which civilians were killed and injured in attacks allegedly carried out by the armed Kuki groups. So according to the protesters, they have they lost their confidence to the state and central security forces, which they allege that the security forces did not give any adequate security measures to protect the villagers. And also, they say that they had earlier they had a meeting with the Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand Singh and assured them that the UNLF Pambay camps would not be shifted. So, however, following the meeting between the Home Ministry and the UNLF Pambay group, the outfit has now agreed to relocate the camps, which triggered the fresh protests. Back to you.
All right, thanks Ling Thoy for joining us. And as you said, tensions continue to prevail in Imphal East at the moment. And now we are shifting focus. Another breaking update coming in Bhagwant Mann sacrilege video row. Now our MLAs are all set to meet in Amritsar tomorrow. Arvind Kejriwal is in fact on a 3-day visit to Punjab. It seems like a visit to ensure that there is a damage control in this entire controversy. In fact, we understand all the AAP MLAs are set to hold a meeting in Amritsar tomorrow, and AAP Chief Arvind Kejriwal is also going to be present at the meet. This comes amid the controversy surrounding Bhagwant Mann's sacrilege video as it continues to grow. The investigation is still continuing in the case over the fake forensic report submitted by senior Punjab officials. The questioning is on of the 2 Punjab cops as well. And amid that controversy escalating, we are looking at a big meeting taking place of AAP MLAs tomorrow. All right, my colleague Lalit also joins with more details on this. Lalit, we understand amid the controversy over the sacrilege video now escalating, we have a big meeting of Aam Aadmi Party taking place tomorrow, and Arvind Kejriwal is going to be in Punjab to attend that meeting as well.
Well, definitely in this sacrilege row, the investigation in the whole case has been escalating. But before that, today, Arvind Kejriwal, the convener of Aam Aadmi Party, would be visiting Punjab today. So already there has been a standoff between the Akal Takht, the highest temporal body of the Sikhs, and the state government on the anti-sacrilege bill, which was passed in the month of April this year only. So all the opposition parties, whether it is the Congress, BJP or the Akali Dal, have opposed that anti-sacrilege bill, asking that there were not fair discussion when this bill was being passed. So Akal Takht on 16th of this month.
All right, thanks Lalit for joining us and giving us all these details. And now we are shifting focus. The United States, Israel and Lebanon have now signed a trilateral framework agreement aimed at reducing tensions and paving the way towards ending the long-running conflict involving Israel and Iran-backed terror group Hezbollah. Now the agreement was signed in Washington, D.C. after several days of negotiations. Here's a detailed report on the agreement and what it means for the conflict in West Asia. Take a look.
In a major breakthrough, Israel, Lebanon and the US have now signed a trilateral agreement. The deal aimed at easing tensions along the Israel-Lebanon border. The US described the deal as the first step towards a border peace deal after months of conflict involving Hezbollah.
We're happy to announce a framework agreement between the sovereign government of Lebanon and of course the government of Israel, with a mediation and support of the United States of America.
The agreement follows 4 days of negotiations in Washington and comes days after the 60-day ceasefire window began. Under the framework, Israel will withdraw from 2 areas in southern Lebanon, and following Israel's withdrawal, the Lebanese army will move into these areas as part of a pilot program. Netanyahu has called the deal a major win for Israel as it still gets to hold much of Lebanon's territory.
אתם יודעים שאנחנו מנהלים משא ומתן בוושינגטון בין נציגי ישראל, לבנון וארצות הברית. זה משא ומתן ממושך והיום הוא נשא פרי. הדבר החשוב ביותר הוא קודם כל שישראל נשארת ברצועת הביטחון בדרום לבנון. זה הישג גדול ואנחנו מקיימים אותו כל עוד חיזבאללה לא פורק מנשקו, כל עוד נשקפת סכנה למדינת ישראל. וזה גם מכה גדולה לאיראן. איראן מנסה לכפות עלינו נסיגה בכוח מדרום לבנון, ובעצם ישראל, לבנון וארצות הברית אומרות להם, זה לא עניינכם. אין לכם שום תפקיד בלבנון, לא לכם ולא לחיזבאללה ולא לשום ארגון טרור.
Lebanese president welcomed the agreement, describing it as the first step towards fully restoring the country's sovereignty over its land and people. Hezbollah is unlikely to agree to any plan that would include its disarmament throughout the country. The group has maintained it's only required by previous agreement and UN resolutions to disarm in the area south of the Litani River. The latest conflict between Israel and Lebanon began after Hezbollah pledged solidarity with Iran and started firing rockets into Israel shortly after Israel-US war began against Iran earlier this year. Since then, thousands have been killed in Lebanon, while dozens of Israeli soldiers have also died during the conflict. Both Israel and Lebanon have repeatedly stated that a lasting ceasefire will depend on resolving the issue of Hezbollah's armed presence in South Lebanon.
Now here's shifting focus. Tamil Nadu Human Resources Minister D. Sarath Kumar has now found himself at the center of a controversy. Now this regards a video in which he was found. In fact, in this video, as we can see on our screen as well, in a short while from now, the minister is seen crushing a white powder on a phone screen using an ATM card and rupees 500 note. This video, in fact, is dated. It's a 2-year-old video. And in his defense, the minister has now come out to saying that he was, in fact, dicing his child's medicine in that video, who was suffering from cold. But despite the minister refuting all the allegations and, in fact, claiming that it is not a drug, it is in fact a medicine that he seems to be dicing on his phone for his child. It's a cold medicine. He claims we have seen political heat arising on this issue, with several politicians are now coming out and demanding the resignation of Minister Sarath Kumar in this case. In fact, we also have a defense reaction coming in from the minister himself, who's now refuted all the allegations in this case. Let's take a listen.
அது போயிட்டு வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு தப்பான ஒரு ரூமர் வந்து கிளப்பிட்டு இருக்காங்க. என்னன்னா, நாங்க ஐபிஎல் மேட்ச்க்கு ஒரு 2 years பிஃபோர் சம்திங் போயிருந்தோம். பாப்பா பிறந்து கொஞ்ச நாள் கழிச்சு, அது ஒரு 2 years பிஃபோர் இருக்கும், டேட் கூட தெரியல. அந்த டைம்ல ஃபேமிலியோட எல்லாரும், ஃபேமிலி ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாருமே போயிருந்தோம். அந்த டைம்ல வந்து என்னன்னா, ஒய்ஃப் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பாப்பா வந்து டேப்லெட் முழுங்க மாட்டா, அது துப்பிடுறா அப்படின்றதுக்காக ஒரு டேப்லெட்டை வந்து அதை க்ரஷ் பண்ணி அதை இதுக்கு தண்ணியில கலந்து.
All right, in fact, so this is the big controversy that Tamil Nadu Minister D. Sarath Kumar has now found himself in, and despite him posting a video and refuting all the allegations of drug usage, the allegations are refusing to die down. We are looking at several of the political leaders now coming out and demanding his resignation in this case. All right, in fact, we'll try and connect with my colleague Sharda as well, who is very closely tracking this story. But right now, this is a video on your screen which has now triggered a political storm in the state of Tamil Nadu. As you can see on your screen, here is the Human Resource Minister D. Sarath Kumar, who's in fact can be seen crushing a white powder on his phone's screen using an ATM card and a rupees 500 note. In fact, my colleague Shada is now with us. Shada, so as we were discussing now, despite D. Sarath Kumar coming out and saying that it is his child's cold medicine that he was dicing in the video, it's an old video, despite him refuting all the allegations of drug usage, we are looking at this controversy which continues to escalate. In fact, we have certain politicians coming out and demanding his resignation as well.
Well, the video is literally 2 years old. He's put it on his Instagram, and also the caption also points out thug life. However, this also raises the question, if it is just a cold medicine, why would someone have a caption like this? This is what the political party leaders are also asking Sarath Kumar. If it was just a cold medicine, why would someone put out the video with that particular caption? Also questioning, if it is a cold medicine, where is the kid or the wife in the video? They're asking if it was done inside a stadium and everybody is present. There is no proof, and the question also arises in regards to that. And Sarat Kumar's explanation in the video claims that it was just a cold medicine, and also later that day, the doctor has also put a video today morning explaining that he had prescribed it for the 2-year-old as he could not swallow the medicine. The parents of the child had tried to powder the medicine. However, the TVK government has not questioned D. Sarat Kumar over this, and this is what put the opposition political parties are questioning why Sarat Kumar has still not been questioned as to the authenticity of the video, and has also asked for a police investigation in this case.
Right, then also this doesn't bode well for TVK government, who's a newly elected government, in fact, and has been talking about taking on the drug menace in the state, has been urging youth, in fact, to give up substance abuse. So at the time when you have TVK leading such a campaign, another minister, in fact, landing himself in such a controversy doesn't bode well for the party at all.
Well, this particular video has taken TVK's name back into the ground, because TVK came into power with their main motto being a drug eradication, a drug-free society, a drug-free state of Tamil Nadu. Vijay had also run a marathon yesterday morning, if you remember. Sarat Kumar was also part of that marathon, and saying that the drug-free society is important for the state to develop, and a video coming like this at this moment has made sure that the TVK government are questioning a part where people are actually started to ask questions if the video is true. What is Vijay going to be taking action of is what the DMK and the BJP is asking, because a marathon alone will not eradicate drugs is what BJP is pointing out at. We also have to see whether an investigation will be placed into this particular matter.
Right. In fact, Shraddha, do continue to stay with us. But as you're saying, we are also getting political reactions on this controversy, which is now escalating in Tamil Nadu. In fact, BJP has also sharply reacted on this. Let's take a listen to the reaction coming in.
See, this is the, social media, and you should know the consequences. When you do certain things, you have to be very alert and you have to be very cautious. The said video was, in fact, made by him only, if I am right, and through his Instagram. And see, it says that thug life moment. See the state of Tamil Nadu. It is shameful that we have people like him as ministers, and the explanation given by him is 100% not acceptable. And there was no child there, and his wife was not there with him, and whatever the reasons he says, it is not acceptable. So we demand a very serious investigation into this, whether he was trying to have a reel what these people, TVK people, are doing now. So or really has taken that. I think the police should immediately investigate, and if found guilty, then I think he should be removed from the from ministership. This is what Mr. Vijay should do. We have seen a lot of things like this. Even Mr. Vishwanathan of Congress, a minister, he was involved in some very dirty things which a minister should not have done. And so many ministers in Vijay's cabinet, they are immaturely, they are behaving very immature. So I think Mr. Vijay should concentrate on these things, and he should maintain the dignity. The dignity of a ruling government should not go. I think Mr. Vijay should understand this. As far as Mr. Sarat Kumar is concerned, I think he owes not an apology, he owes a clear explanation, and a proper investigation should be done by the police, and if found guilty, he should be removed.
Still, also now this comes at a time when TVK has also appointed a separate force to eradicate drug from the city. They have mentioned in their promises that it's going to be a drug-free Tamil Nadu. Meantime, videos like this coming out and also showing multiple times, people have also accused Vijay himself on social media on how his entire party is also related to the drug society, on the society as a whole of usage of drugs. Now, when a ruling government says that they need to eradicate drugs and videos like this come out, how is Tamil Nadu going to be looking at the ruling party?
See, just by having a marathon or something, this kind of awareness programs, it is not going to help in a big way. We have seen yesterday what had happened in Kannagi Nagar, where a coach had, sexually disturbed or harassed one of his, training. All these things are related to drugs only. It is a social evil what we are seeing nowadays. And even the murders, rapes, and threatening of women, and all these things are happening only because of the influence of drugs and the liquor, the over flow of liquor. So I think it has to be controlled. It's a social evil. I think the government has to plan very differently. The entire system has to change. And whatever the rapes and murders are happening, we can see from the first information report that it is because of the influence of drugs and liquor. So I think the government, particularly Mr. Vijay, if at all he wants to change the entire thing, they say they want a change. If really they want a change, the entire system, the governance, the social system, the administration, the police, everything should change. And they should see to it that, all these people are getting punished very immediately. We have seen a lot of cases still pending, even because of drugs. We have seen in the case of that Godman before 2021, what had happened. So, even that case in Chengalpattu court, POCSO cases, 11 cases, we have not had any kind of, a movement forwardness in that. So, like this, so the government has to act very strongly, firmly, intelligently. I think this entire system has to get changed.
All right, viewers, BJP there demanding a clear investigation in the TVK minister drug controversy. And with that, we come to the end of this edition of Live and Breaking. Thanks so much for watching. Coming up after a short break, Republic breaks agenda-setting story from Pakistan as a Lashkar terrorist are spotted at the funeral of Shoaib Akhtar's brother. Getting you all the exclusive on that story. On the other side, stay tuned.
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाई जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा सबका राजा और मसाला।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है? आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट, स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Mann's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you a picture of Bhagwant Mann at present, which is about 52, 53 years old. And Bhagwant Mann on the other side at the age of 39, when he was a performer. Well, he is still a performer in a way. But there's a distinct physical difference. A, he's put on a lot of weight. His face is much more puffy. He's older. He's wearing a turban. He was not wearing a turban at that time. Not always, at least. Not always photographed with a turban. And so there's a distinct difference. So if you see the picture of the younger Bhagwant Mann, you'd actually have a blink and miss moment. Is this the same guy, you'd say? We all age. But some people, their appearance changes distinctly between 12 to 13 years. They're almost unrecognizable. And Bhagwant Mann is, fortunately or unfortunately, among those people. Now, what Bhagwant Mann is trying to say is, the guy you see in the pictures, in the sacrilege video, is not me. And he's banking on the fact that he looks different now. Now look at the picture on the left-hand side, the younger Bhagwant Mann. And look at the pictures on the right-hand side, which is the sacrilege video of 2014, 13 years back, of a younger Bhagwant Mann.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much.
आपने बोला humble हो, मैं humble हो रहा हूँ.
You became very famous during Balika Badhu. At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus, right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzi.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now? There was no Viral Bayani then?
Back then, it was just,
What do you mean back then? No, if you keep talking, I'm over a decade older to you. If you keep saying back then I'll stop driving the car here.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean...
What am I then? Back then.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk tonight about an incident where an FIR got registered against 4 people. This is an incident which has happened in Madhya Pradesh, in Ujjain, and there is this strange video which shows a van suspended about 40 feet in the air, and it's suspended with a crane, some kind of a huge big crane, and there are...
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome viewers, you're watching Republic TV with me, Ishita Mitra. Now, Republic School of Journalism, India's most sought after live learning program, has opened its applications for its 2026 batch. RSJ was launched with a single mission to train the next generation of journalists, not in classrooms but on the field live as the news breaks, covering elections, wars and the biggest stories of our times under the direct mentorship of India's best journalists at the Republic Media Network. And the results speak for themselves. 100% of students from RHA's inaugural batch are now placed working in newsrooms. The new batch now begins this August, and aspiring journalists can apply online at www.republicschoolofjournalism.com or call on 836 999 5400 to know more on this. And with that, let's cut across to our headlines we're tracking on Republic TV at this hour. Republic breaks agenda-setting story from Pakistan. Lashkar terrorist spotted at the funeral of SHOAIB, a brother, as his terror links now get exposed. Republic sets the national news agenda as all networks now follow Republic's news break on SHOAIB's terror link being exposed. TVK minister finds himself at the center of drug controversy. Vijay government's minister Sarath Kumar seen crushing white powder in a viral video. Accused Sia's parents now questioned by police over Ketan Agarwal's murder after Sia's brother recorded his statement yesterday. US-Israel-Lebanon signed trilateral deal after 5 rounds of negotiations in Washington, D.C. Welcome viewers, our top focus at the south. Now, the funeral of the former Pakistani cricketer SHOAIB brother in Islamabad has drawn significant attention, and this comes after Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists, including its deputy chief Saifullah Qasuri, were in fact spotted at the ceremony. Now, Republic's super exclusive video shows you how several leaders, terrorists in fact of Lashkar-e-Toiba, some of them who were behind the deadliest terror attacks, were spotted at this ceremony. Let's look at the visuals. In fact, apart from Qasuri, Inamur Rahman, who's the president of Pakistan Markazi Muslim League Islamabad, which is Lashkar-e-Toiba's political front, was also present at the ceremony. And these are the visuals on your screen where you can see how Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists are openly given patronage by the state, are openly roaming around and attending public events. This one video, in fact, we have accessed from SHOAIB Akhtar's brother funeral, and you can see how Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists have attending this ceremony. All right, in fact, Lieutenant General DP Pandey now joins with more details on this. He's a defense expert. Thank you, Lieutenant General, for joining us on this. Now, sir, we have accessed these exclusive visuals showing how Lashkar-e-Toiba's leader, terrorists, in fact, are openly attending these public events. This one, in fact, is from the funeral ceremony of SHOAIB Akhtar's brother. So, not only that Pakistan is shielding these terrorists, but openly giving patronage to them, that they openly roam and attend these events, showing how deeply entrenched the nexus between the terror groups and the civil society has now become in Pakistan.
Yeah, Vishita, one very important outcome of Operation Sindoor, which people must realize, is that they have opened the murky world of the joint at hip, the troika of the Pakistani military, the terrorists and their infrastructure, and more importantly, a very subtle hidden force behind was the cricketers. Yes. You know, this coming together was known but not talked about in the decent world of Indian politico, cricket, journalism world. But I'm really grateful that your channel has been able to bring out very often this clear jointmanship, which is the synergy which is there in the world of spreading terror of these three very critical elements. Because the Pakistani cricketers bring around the glamour of the world, not only for their own population, but across the world. And they also act as a very decent face, engaging with the Indian population, which also wants to talk about Aman Ki Asha and that kind of stuff. But exactly. This presence of this Lashkar-e-Toiba leader, the commander, I must say, is not a very small this thing. This chap has been behind the 26/11 events which took place in India. And this person's presence, there's very clear exposure of this complicity of this entire state infrastructure about how they support and encourage terror and the terrorist groups. This also has to be taken into account, the freedom of movement which they are getting. Yes. They are all, most of these terrorists are also under the list of the UN and the US designated terrorist list and all. But yet, the kind of openness with which they are moving about is quite surprising and shocking, actually. Therefore, I think this repeated exposure in the media will possibly bring the focus of the world back again to Pakistan, which is the hub of terror.
Right, so in fact, Lieutenant General, as you mentioned before as well, that we have always seen, ISI working hand in gloves with the terror groups in Pakistan. But it is not just that, it goes beyond the military, the political establishments. You also have Pakistan's wealthy and the influential people who work hands in gloves with these terror groups. And as you mentioned, even during Operation Sindoor, we had seen a lot of these statements coming in from Pakistan's influential people who try to whitewash Pakistan's image as a terror state, and now such links also getting exposed out in the open.
So yeah, a couple of things which came out during Operation Sindoor was when the family and brother of one of the top terrorist commanders was knocked out in Murike. The entire funeral was attended by top military leadership. Mind you, Pakistan military leadership doesn't even attend or acknowledge deaths of their own Pakistani soldiers and officers in strikes either by India or by Afghanistan or by even their own freedom fighters who are the movements are taking place in their own country. The fact is that they were all present, and thereafter something very strange also happened, that there were billboards, there were placards, there were presence of the political military leadership. In fact, Asim Munir's photograph were very prominently displayed along with the terrorist leaders in various public functions. Yes. You have seen one of the top cricket player who was leading a caravan sort of a movement along with the flags to celebrate the Pahalgam strike, and thereafter also number of movements were carried out by the gentleman. The fact remains that this complicity is quite evident, at least into the internal population as well. And if you have heard, the Dahshat Gardi ke piche Vardi hai. So, that kind of a statement has also come out from the Pakistani population, which are quite fed up with this close-knit association and synergy of the terror groups with the Pakistani military and the political elite of the country, who are not looking at the problems of the population, but they continue to be working together to export terrorism and terror across the borders. And these people are also used to subdue their own population within the country.
Right, and also, sir, at a time when Pakistan is trying to portray itself as a deal maker, as a peacemaker as far as conflict in West Asia is concerned, do you think there's more need for us? Of course, Republic seems to be doing its part, but for New Delhi as well to more expose such videos that when you have the civil society also being entrenched in such terror activities, how do you look at this country trying to negotiate peace in any conflict around the world?
So, what's happening is there are a couple of things which Pakistan, and I must tell you that Pakistani information network is far more entrenched, not within their own country, but in the world media as well. Right. And unfortunately, we don't have that kind of investment which we have carried out over in past couple of decades. And therefore, what happens is that till the time our own media, our own people don't talk about regularly about what is being done by the Pakistani elite, their military, the government, in terms of sending out terrorist acts across the world. If you don't pin Pakistan down today, it will be able to wriggle out, because they are mastered at it. Yes. While they may be trying to showcase themselves as very important players in the US-Iran mediation, that story is all different. In fact, they've been exposed there as well. But the fact is that this time which they're using for relevance to Americans and the Western world to get out of this whole shadow that they have been propagating terrorist activities from the soil, right, needs to continue to be brought to bear and inform not only the world but also to the Pakistani public, which is actually today quite troubled and harassed by the presence of terrorists in their own country, because this leads to an isolation of population from the world and to future development. Till the time the Pakistani government, the Pakistani elite, ISI are not pushed to corner, which happened for some time when the FATF had put them into the grey list. There was a certain degree of control when the global war on terror was being fought, and the American government pushed the Pakistani government and their respective leadership to start behaving in terms of not nurturing and sending out these terror groups for operations across their own boundaries. This thing has started loosening out in last couple of years, which requires to be again tamped down onto Pakistan, not only by the world, but by their internal communities and of course by our Indian media to be talking about it more often.
All right, and Lieutenant General, this very much becomes the part of narrative warfare as well. We have seen this play out as far as Operation Sindoor is concerned. We've seen narrative warfare also play out in Iran-US conflict. Now, we have seen as far as conventional military capabilities is concerned, Pakistan stands nowhere. But in terms of asymmetric warfare, whether it's terror outfits or, as you said, the war through narratives, Pakistan seems to be escalating on this front. So how do you think New Delhi can keep a check on this, and how much such exposure become part of that narrative warfare?
Yeah, please understand that Pakistan has professed 1,000 cuts.
Exactly.
A very, very long term.
Yes.
This thing they are likely to, they will get finished off, but they will kind of try and inflict 1,000 cuts strategy on India. They have also gone with the strategy of deterrence. They don't want to get into a conventional war for rightful reason. And by using this nuclear umbrella threat, they have tried to expand the warfare, the space for carrying out asymmetric warfare against India. And that has, by the way, also expanded to their own other side, to their western side towards Afghanistan as well. So what happens is that till the time, and I, frankly, even though I am from military and I definitely believe in the conventional force application, but today is not good time for India to shift their focus from, if you want to be a Viksit Bharat by 2047, the focus should be towards our economic enrichment. But this issue which Pakistan will keep on exploiting our aversion to fight, to the conventional battle, we need to actually start investing into the information warfare to expose Pakistan's weaknesses and complicity into investment into the terror networks. And till the time the countries which are responsible to change its behavior, and it's very, very clear that the US has a major leash on this country. And if it can control people like Qasim Munir, people, the top leadership, they will be able to leash in this entire network, which is of Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish Muhammad. And what is surprising is, what I am not able to actually understand, why doesn't our own information campaigns are not focused on the role of Hamas. By the way, Hamas is a proxy of Iran, and while US and Iran are in conflict, but yet this role of being brokering Hamas, getting into this region with Lashkar-e-Toiba in Pakistan is something not being given enough attention. So I think what you're saying is absolutely right, Shraddha, that in case we don't focus enough, the Pakistanis are going to keep on getting away with it, and we need to put much, much more information warfare facets to rein in the Pakistani ideology, Pakistani thought of prosecuting asymmetric warfare.
Right. And also, Lieutenant General, if you could put into perspective more information about this group called PMML Islamabad. Now, we understand it's a political outfit of Lashkar-e-Toiba. It even contested elections in Pakistan in 2024, showing that how entrenched this nexus between polity and terror groups is in Pakistan. Yeah, so very unfortunately, the terror groups have got certain degree of political mileage and control. But I'll just give one smaller little perspective also internally. Yes, sir.
While they continue to fight wars, political campaigns and stuff like this, their reach within the local community is not so much. So while the local population understand their value in terms of creating trouble for India, but they surely don't want these such kind of elements trying to lead them into the national politics. And this is just a front. Everybody knows the linkages that a terror organization having a political face needs to be called out for its affiliations and for its political connections. And this terrorist was a man behind the 26/11 attacks which happened. And therefore, he continues to remain a terrorist. He may use the shroud of a political party, but in heart, in actions in past and present, he continues to remain a terrorist all the same. And therefore, this exposure of this linkage, this transition from being a terrorist leader to a political leader needs to be called out and exposed, not only for Indians who look at Aman Ki Asha kind of a daydreams, but also for the world to ensure that such transitions, such escape routes are denied to a terrorist leader, because this also gives an ambition and hope for future terrorist leaders, that in case they carry out a strike today, they may have certain degree of escape route becoming a political, come into the political realm in the future in Pakistan. So I think what you're saying is absolutely right, and we need to continue to focus and expose such linkages.
Right. In fact, Lieutenant General, as you clearly said, that we are busting this myth that it is only a very small section of people which is associated with the terror activities in Pakistan. It is the entire administration, the military, and also now looking at these visuals, the civil society and the powerful who continue to work hand in gloves with such terror groups. But I want to ask you, sir, as you mentioned that, if you broadly look at Pakistan's picture right now, you have unrest growing in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, you have unrest growing in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Balochistan, and economy itself is also in shambles. And despite all of that, all of these fires burning on several grounds, you have a nation which continues to engage in exporting terror.
So it's an artificial country, and we know exactly there were two reasons for its formulation. One was the British compulsion for creating a buffer from so-called Soviet Russia, wherein they perceived India to be coming out on the socialist path, and they didn't want to have this. And second was also a searing hatred of that time of the leadership, Churchill and etc., for seeing that how could the Britishers' largest colony, which had the maximum resource in terms of human and otherwise, in granary and everything else, is now going to be let out. Those Browns are going to be controlling their own fate. The second was, of course, which was propagated and enabled, empowered by two religion, that means to the that time elites who wanted a certain area to rule in a democratic environment. They would realize that possibly they would not have that control on population. And these were two reasons, and both the reasons have actually over a period of time gone away. Because if you look at religion as a reason to formulate Pakistan, you see nearly about 50 to 60 countries, and they are not working on the same platform. They aren't together. Pakistan got fractured again when Bangladesh came about in 1971. And so was the case of buffer. India has gone through a very, very positive strategic autonomy route. They have not followed the path of the Russian or allied with Soviet Union or any other country. And that fear has also should have been rested. But unfortunately, we continue to have this artificial country onto our western border who's trying to bring the entire region down for last about 70-75 years. And this future requires to be looked at by the world in a very, very holistic manner, because please understand, largest number of terror attacks not only in India but across the world. When you look at the contours, when you look at the leads, they land up always in Pakistan. And what has transitioned in Pakistan in 1970s, 80s has resulted in expansion into fanning of a radical thought, radical ideology, and using terror as a state and non-state tool for carrying out activities where it is required. So Pakistan has been technically in the lead to inform the world that terror is a very good tool to explore as a state policy, as a state tool. And therefore, this requires a world attention, not the regional attention. And the problem what is happening today in Pakistan is not very simple. A lot of people in India are celebrating the challenges of what is happening to them in Balochistan, in tribal areas, what is happening with Afghanistan, what is happening in the occupied territories where Shia communities are being actually butchered. The Kashmiris and Mirpuris who are now being denied normal fuel, food and freedom of their daily routine activities by the Punjabi dominated Pakistani military. This implosion, when it happened, will have a lot of consequences, and therefore this decline of Pakistan needs to be managed, controlled by a very, very observed group of people, because it is going down the drain. They can't have an economy of their own. People not having food enough to eat. There is a desertification which is taking place of the farmland, and that is not because of IWT. It is because of very, very poor policies of their government, in which they are spending more than 25%, 20-25% on their defense budget, buying equipment from China, which is virtually failing every time. But actually, they are paying their, it is all for the corruption part. So therefore, this is a country which is going down very fast down the chute, and I think the world needs to have cognizance of this downfall.
All right. Right, so Lieutenant General DP Pandey, thanks so much for joining us. It's always an honor to speak to you and get your inputs on such stories which come to light. Thanks so much. Now, viewers, also joining us on the broadcast is Rajendra Amarnath, the former Indian cricketer, joining us on this story. Now, Mr. Amarnath, I want to ask you, these are visuals on your screen exposing that as far as terror links in Pakistan are concerned, they go beyond military, go beyond administration, and even cricketers like SHOAIB, they continue to work hand in gloves with the terror groups. These are Lashkar-based terror groups which are present at the brothers' funeral. How do you look at this, sir? So I think you're on mute, sir. Could you please unmute yourself? Right, sir. Go ahead, please. Sir, you're still on mute. All right, we'll try and connect with Rajendra Amarnath on this to give us a perspective. He's a former Indian cricketer, and this is the biggest story that Republic Media Network is breaking at the moment, getting you exclusive visuals from inside Pakistan showing how the terror links of SHOAIB Akhtar's family are in fact on display. You can see Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorist Inamur Rahman, in fact, who's present at his brother's funeral, along with other Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists as well. And viewers, he's the same man who's also been spotted multiple times with the Saifullah Kasuri, who is the mastermind behind the Pahalgam terror attack, which killed 26 innocent lives. So this is what the state is of Pakistan's influential, the wealthy people. They continue to work hand in gloves with the terror groups. And right now, visuals exposing the terror links of SHOAIB Akhtar as well as several Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists were spotted at the funeral of his brother. He's seen, in fact, standing next to these terrorists, in fact, who are present at this funeral ceremony of his brother, the same man we continue to expose time and again. Inamur Rahman also spotted multiple times with the mastermind of Pahalgam terror attack. And as you can see in the video, SHOAIB Akhtar also standing next to him. And this is, in fact, not the first time. We've seen several other controversial statements also coming in from SHOAIB Akhtar, who has tried to whitewash the image of Pakistan as a terror state. And now, as you can see, that such terrorists are not just given a patronage by the Pakistani establishment, but they also openly attend public events. All right, Rajendra Amarnath is back with us. Sir, I was asking you that such visuals which we are exposing on Republic show that the terror links in Pakistan go beyond military, go beyond the administration, and even cricketers like SHOAIB Akhtar, they continue to work hand in gloves with such terrorists. All right, I think there's some problem with his audio. We'll try and fix that for you viewers. But right now, this is the biggest story that we're breaking at the moment. Visuals are exposing that how Pakistan society is deeply entrenched and continues to work hand in gloves with these terrorists. These are visuals from the funeral ceremony of SHOAIB Akhtar's brother, where several elite terrorists were in fact spotted. All right, viewers, coming up after a short break, TVK Minister Sarath Kumar now finds himself in a drug controversy as the video with him Slushing a white powder on a phone screen goes viral. TVK minister refutes allegations. Getting you all the details on that on the other side.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा सिप असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Mann's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you a picture of Bhagwant Mann at present, which is about 52, 53 years old. And Bhagwant Mann on the other side at the age of 39, when he was a performer. Well, he is still a performer in a way. But there's a distinct physical difference. A, he's put on a lot of weight. His face is much more puffy. He's older. He's wearing a turban. He was not wearing a turban at that time. Not always, at least. Not always photographed with a turban. And so there's a distinct difference. So if you see the picture of the younger Bhagwant Mann, you'd actually have a blink and miss moment. Is this the same guy, you'd say? We all age. But some people, their appearance changes distinctly between 12 to 13 years. They're almost unrecognizable. And Bhagwant Mann is, fortunately or unfortunately, among those people. Now, what Bhagwant Mann is trying to say is, the guy you see in the pictures, in the sacrilege video, is not me. And he's banking on the fact that he looks different now. Now look at the picture on the left-hand side, the younger Bhagwant Mann. And look at the pictures on the right-hand side, which is the sacrilege video of 2014, 13 years back, of a younger Bhagwant Mann. And now they look much more similar, don't they? In fact, the more you go close up, you'll find it's probably the same guy. Now, Bhagwant Mann's argument can be privately to some people that if I did something sacrilegious 13 years back, why is it being picked up now? His detractors say it doesn't matter. You did something very bad. Now, to cover himself up, I'll go to the second set of pictures now, which will be of the first original video and the video he's released. In the first original video, Bhagwant Mann is seen doing something terrible, disrespectful, and sprinkling alcohol on pictures of Sikh gurus. And that's the original video. Today, for some strange reason, Bhagwant Mann has come out with his own video. And God knows where he's got this actor from. It seems he's got...
May I request Mr. Anil Kapoor and Republic Media Network's founder and editor-in-chief, Arnab Goswami, to please take the stage. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the evergreen Anil Kapoor.
Anil ji, Please, sir, take your seat. Thank you very much. Let's give another round of applause for the man. 40 years and still entertaining. 40 years. Is there something you want to say at the start to everyone here?
Well, this is just the beginning.
Oh, wow. You know, we have a line here at Republic, which is that you ain't seen anything yet. Is that true of you as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think 26 has been, it's going to be, I got some great things lined up for 26 and of course for 27 also. So I don't look back. I look ahead.
Anil, take a seat now.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you, Arnab.
Oh, please, don't embarrass.
Thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Republic India, everything Republic. It's been a pleasure to know you and it's a privilege and honor.
Thank you very much, Anil. You came to a Republic Summit many years back, right? And we keep asking you the same silly, cliched question. How are you doing this age reversal? People try many things nowadays. He goes back 2 years every year. And he looks incredible, doesn't he, right? Is he looking magical, guys? Yeah? So what's the secret of this?
Thank you so much. Well, of course. I think it's all about consistency. It's the same thing, the same food, the same exercise, the same getting up in the morning, getting nervous, getting anxious, looking forward to the next day, looking forward to the next Friday when our film releases, and we are as nervous. Mr. Ramcharan is over here. Ram, am I right or wrong? Every Friday, a new beginning. Every day is a new beginning. So that's what it is. So in fitness, in professionally, personally, emotionally, every day is the first day, and every morning I'm gratitude that I'm still breathing. I still can get up. A few seconds I feel, will I be able to exactly have the same energy, the same kind of passion, the same kind of enthusiasm? But then again, then I do a little bit of workout, and then I start my day. And when I go on the set, I'm absolutely excited and passionate because I just love what I do.
You know, the clip from Mr. India has defined you in many ways. Though, of course, there are so many performances of Anilji that sort of are memorable, right? Slumdog Millionaire, your role in the reinvention of 24, right? Mr. India. But Mr. India particularly, something about that film, the charm, the humanity, the softness of it, right? Struck a lot of chords with people. Mr. India was something very, very special. So when our network, Anilji, is nation first. हम कहते हैं राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि. There was something about Mr. India which touched all of us. What do you think that was in retrospect so many years later?
I feel, in a way, Mr. India has stood the test of time. Some people call it a cult film. I think the reason is because it has aged well, and every generation, when they see this film, they discover something new in the film. And the character, what Mr. India was a common man with a very big heart. And, he was a person who was not a superhero as such. Because I feel people connect with people who are vulnerable, who are humble, who are innocent, and who think about others more than themselves. And they are selfless. I think that's what this character and that's what Mr. India was all about. And somewhere, I think there was a lot of, besides, and a hero always is a person who doesn't think about himself. A bigger hero is a person who thinks about the children, about his family, about the country, about his countrymen. He thinks more about this. He wants to help them. So he becomes a bigger hero. And a hero which remains in the hearts of the film. And he's a good man, he's a nice man, he's a humble man, he's an emotional person. I think that's what connected with the people and the character. And of course, the great performances of Amrish Puri Saab, the great Sri Devi ji. Mr. India wouldn't have been without, people, it was something which you cannot, they're irreplaceable. And of course, Shekhar Saab, who directed the film, my father and my brother who produced the film, and Javed Saab, Mr. Javed Akhtar Saab, who wrote the screenplay and the dialogues. The story was of Salim Javed, but the screenplay and dialogues and the characters he created, all of them, not only Mr. India, but Khaled, Hawa Hawaii, Mogambo, Teja, Daga, all of them became iconic. And the dialogues are still rendered till today. So I think it was a film with a very big, honest, sincere heart. Like all kind of Charlie Chaplin films, if you see them today also, you see Raj Kapoor's films like Avara and Shri 400 Bees, you can connect with them. You see, that's, I think, somewhere the inspiration of the character and the film was from all these iconic characters played by Charlie Chaplin and Raj Kapoor Saab. I think that's the reason they have stood the test of time, and we were just very small, inspired by these greats. In a way, at least I was.
I think your superstardom comes from the fact that you are approachable and relatable. People find you approachable. You know, there are some people who think a star must be distant, brooding, away from the people, And then there is Anil Kapoor, who makes you smile, and he has that youthful smiley. It seems you don't take yourself that seriously, right? Which is very good. Is that very good? I really hope you don't join politics, because the way the trend is going, there was a film in which you became chief minister for a day, right?
Yes.
Was there a film that, what was that? Do you know the, Okay, relax, man. You're all very good. Okay, Nayak, I watched the film, right? Nation wants to know, Puchta hai Bharat. If you were chief minister for a day, where is the table of BJP spokesperson?
That's Arnab. He's going to. Now
I'm trying to think.
He's going to corner me now.
I'm trying to think of off the beat question. See, I can do all this. When I can't talk like this when Prime Minister comes, we all respect and love the Prime Minister.
Now, at the moment, we should have some fun. Yeah.
So if you were chief minister for a day, with apologies to the Delhi chief minister who was there earlier this morning, imagine one thing you would do. One thing you would do. Don't call Vijay. There's no phone a friend here.
I think the best thing about our country is the diversity. It's a democracy, and I just want people to love each other, and I would encourage that, and I'll do my best. That everybody is treated equally. And love each other, because there's nothing greater than love.
Yeah.
It's, people should just spread love, spread positivity, and think about the people, and especially the common people, and people who are, who need more than the other people who are already, people who cannot, help spread education, spread love, and there are so many things I would love to do, and it's not the right platform. But me as a person, as an entertainer, that's what I've tried to do in my films also.
Every film of yours has captured a moment. I think Slumdog Millionaire captured a moment, You can call it materialism, you can call it consumer culture, you can call it the glitz of television, you could call it the excitement of a format, you can also call it the fact that there was a game show concept put into a Hollywood film, right? It wasn't even Bollywood meets Hollywood, it was a Hollywood film. What what matters more to you, or what has mattered more to you? The international recognition of Oscar-winning Slumdog Millionaire, that moment, right? When Slumdog Millionaire gets the Oscars, or the absolute romance of 1942, A Love Story, playing the lead in R.D. Burman's last musical blockbuster, right? With all those romantic songs out there, right? And or the innocence of Mr. India. If this audience were to ask you, Anil Kapoor ji, you don't have a choice, right? You have to choose one. You have to choose one. Slumdog Millionaire, Mr. India. Have you watched these films, everyone? Mr. India. Which generation are you? Okay, Mr. India, Slumdog Millionaire, or 1942. We would like Anil Kapoor to talk a little bit about his choice, 1, 2, and 3, in whichever order.
First of all, let me tell you one thing. You know, as you said, nation first, India first. There was a time when I, you know, decades back, doing an international film was a validation. It's no longer validation.
Wow.
It's no longer validation. It's collaboration. At the moment, we are collaborating. And the world is looking at us, looking at the talents which we have in this country. So that's about Slumdog Millionaire. And when I did Slumdog Millionaire, and when I travel all over the world, when I went on the Oscar stage also, I went on stage, not that I got validation, but I went there, I worked there, I met all the executives as a proud Indian. As a proud Indian. When 1942, A Love Story is concerned, of course, it was a love story directed by Vidhu Vinod Chopra. And what I remember about 1942 Love Story is the eternal music of the great R.D. Burman. Matter of fact, I did the film more because of the music, because I felt very, very strongly that I'm not the right choice for 1942, A Love Story. I felt a younger actor would have been better. But I did the film because I loved the music so much. I heard the songs and I did 1942, A Love Story. And the film, more than the performances or the film or whatever the technical, they all were excellent. But the film will be remembered forever and ever because of the great music R.D. Burman gave in 1942, A Love Story. The music and the lyrics written by the phenomenal, the great Javed Akhtar Saab. That's one of the reasons I did the film. And then coming to Mr. India, I said, I think, quite a bit about Mr. India. And I'm so happy that the film has stood the test of time and it still connects with all the generations.
My last question to you.
It's not a diplomatic answer.
No.
That's what I would like to say about Mr. India 1942 at Slumdog Millionaire.
Today, we are talking about great power India. Soft power is very much a part of it. You've stood the test of time. You are loved, appreciated, admired and followed by millions of people over 4 decades. You know, not many people manage to achieve that in this life. Is there a message, finally, Anil Kapoor ji, that you would like to give to Gen Next? You know, because there's no one more than you who defines that youthful exuberance. So please give a message to Gen Next who are looking forward to you from some inspiration today. This country has given you a lot, me a lot, all of us a lot. Is there something you want to say, Anil ji?
There are 2, 3 things I would like to say. It's not about the viral reel. It's about rehearsal. How much you rehearse. And I always believe in train hard, fight easy. So I would tell all the youngsters to train hard and fight easy. And it's not about how to make the reel viral, but to rehearse. And of course, consistency, hard work, gratitude, that's what I followed. I'm eternally grateful when I get up in the morning and I prepare, I work hard. There is no substitute to hard work. And, just enjoy your work. And that's what I would like to tell all the youngsters over here, the Gen Z.
Thank you, Anil ji.
Successful Kamya.
Thank you, Anil ji. On behalf of all of us here at the Republic Media Network, thank you very much. Let's give this man a round of applause. Thank you, Anil Kapoor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा मसाला
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है। आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट। स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है। स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान। अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk tonight about an incident where an FIR got registered against 4 people. This is an incident which has happened in Madhya Pradesh, in Ujjain, and there is this strange video which shows a van suspended about 40 feet in the air. And it's suspended with a crane, some kind of a huge big crane. And there are explosives which are put inside this van. And then the van is detonated. Watch this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is apparently during a Moharam procession, where the organizers fill a car with explosives, lift it 40 feet in the air with explosives, put a slogan on the vehicle saying, Le fir aage, which means, look, we are back. And then they explode the van. And at that point of time, there are posters put, there's a lot of mayhem. It's also seen in the video that there are 2 people who are waving red flags before the blast. And the car is detonated mid-air amidst the spectators. There are videos from an Instagram account which also show a young man performing other explosion-related stunts, such as filling a drum with explosives and blasting it. And there are intense explosives used out there. This is all a celebration of explosions. These are not fireworks, let me tell you this, viewers. Now, the police arrested the accused, and there was a procession of the accused also taken out. The accused identified as one SHOAIB, Zahid Khan and Taslim. SHOAIB organized the event, and Zahid and Taslim were the ones waving the flag while standing on the vehicle before the vehicle was blown up. This is what has happened. And this is the strangest and most dangerous incident that has happened, because we don't know what is the message that they were trying to send by carrying out a car explosion. Please look at these pictures with concern. A crane hoists a car 50 feet into the air, and a mock terrorist attack is carried out. A hanging enacted with little purpose connecting the act to the occasion. There was an attempt at some kind of messaging. And ladies and gentlemen, remember what happened in Red Fort. Just 8 months back, there was a blast at Red Fort. And today, 8 months later, some people are celebrating with a mock terrorist attack. What kind of provocation is this? Why should we accept this provocation? Look at the visuals very clearly and ask for sensitivity here. Is there some signaling some people are trying to do? And what is the way these people should be dealt with who talk like that, who do these kind of things? If this is an attempt at trying to project a mindset of conflict and combat in our society, where is the rule of law? Is the messaging that they're ready for strife or wanting to create conflict, terrorism in society? Viewers, if you remember the visuals of all the people injured and dead after the Red Fort blast, I want to ask this country tonight whether we will be open to debating these things or whether we should brush this under the carpet. I say we should not. We should collectively condemn attempts at celebrating terrorism directly or indirectly with acts like this one. We will have to talk about it. By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much.
आपने बोला humble हो, मैं humble हो रहा हूँ.
You became very famous during Balika Badhu. At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus. Right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzis.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now? There was no Viral Bayani then?
Back then, it was just,
What do you mean back then? If you keep talking, I'm over a decade older to you. If you keep saying back then I'll stop driving the car here.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean.
What am I then? Back then.
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Mann's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाई जीरा से MDH का जलजीरा जीरा से
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MDH
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much.
आपने बोला humble हो, मैं humble हो रहा हूँ.
You became very famous during Balika Badhu. At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus. Right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about
There were
you.
no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzis.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now?
This is
There was no Viral Bayani then?
Back then, it was just,
What do you mean back then? If you keep talking, I'm over a decade older to you. If you keep saying back then I'll stop driving the car here.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean.
What am I then? Back then.
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Mann's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you a picture of Bhagwant Mann at present, which is about 52, 53 years old. And Bhagwant Mann on the other side at the age of 39, when he was a performer. Well, he is still a performer in a way. But there's a distinct physical difference. A, he's put on a lot of weight. His face is much more puffy. He's older. He's wearing a turban. He was not wearing a turban at that time. Not always, at least. Not always photographed with a turban. And so there's a distinct difference. So if you see the picture of the younger Bhagwant Mann, you'd actually have a blink and miss moment. Is this the same guy, you'd say? We all age. But some people, their appearance changes distinctly between 12 to 13 years. They're almost unrecognizable. And Bhagwant Mann is, fortunately or unfortunately, among those people. Now, what Bhagwant Mann is trying to say is, the guy you see in the pictures, in the sacrilege video, is not me. And he's banking on the fact that he looks different now. Now look at the picture on the left-hand side, the younger Bhagwant Mann. And look at the pictures on the right-hand side, which is the sacrilege video of 2014, 13 years back, of a younger Bhagwant Mann. And now they look much more similar, don't they? In fact, the more you go close up, you'll find it's probably the same. Bhagwant Mann's argument can be privately to some people that if I did something sacrilegious 13 years back, why is it being picked up now? His detractors say it doesn't matter. You did something very bad. Now to cover himself up, I'll go to the second set of pictures now, which will be of the first original video and the video he's released. In the first original video, Bhagwant Mann is seen doing something terrible, disrespectful, and sprinkling alcohol on pictures of Sikh gurus. And that's the original video. Today, for some strange reason, Bhagwant Mann has come out with his own video. And God knows where he's got this actor from. It seems he's got an actor who's shown in doing some of the same kind of things. And then he's saying that this person in the video is not me. Hello, wake up, Bhagwant Mann, wake up. This is your own video. You made this video. This is the stupidest thing anyone can do. To hire an actor, try to recreate the original visual, which you deny, and claim that the visual in the video which you have made is not you. Of course it's not you. Bhagwant Mann, let's not be foolish here.
From Asia's largest... Yes. Setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very good afternoon, viewers. You're watching Republic. I'm Chongtham Amrita, and Republic School of Journalism, India's most sought-after live learning program, has now opened applications for its 2026 batch. RSJ was launched with a single mission to train the next generation of journalists, not in the classrooms, but on the field, live as news breaks, covering elections, wars, and the biggest stories of our times under the mentorship of India's best journalists at the Republic Media Network. And the results speak for themselves. 100% of students from RSJ's inaugural batch are now placed working in newsrooms. The new batch begins this August, and aspiring journalists can apply online now at www.republicschoolofjournalism.com or call 836-999-5400 to know more. But first, take a look at the headlines for today. Republic breaks agenda-setting story from Pakistan. Lashkar terrorists spotted at funeral of SHOAIB Akhtar's brother. Republic sets the national news agenda as all networks now follow Republic news break on SHOAIB Lashkar-linked. TVK minister at the center of drug controversy. Vijay government minister Sarat Kumar Singh crushing white powder. Sia's parents now questioned by police over Ketan Agarwal's murder after Sia's brother recorded his statement yesterday. US, Israel and Lebanon signed trilateral deal after fifth round of negotiations. Viewers, we begin with a major focus story as Republic sets the agenda. The funeral of former Pakistani cricketer SHOAIB Akhtar's brother in Islamabad has drawn significant attention after Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists were spotted at the ceremony. Republic's super exclusive video shows several leaders of the LET behind some of the deadliest terror attacks in India, including the 26/11 Mumbai attacks and the Pahalgam carnage, present at SHAHID's funeral. In the video, it is clearly seen that SHOAIB Akhtar was seen standing next to Lashkar terrorists. Inam Rahman, who is the president of PMML Islamabad, was present at his brother's funeral, who has links with the mastermind of the Pahalgam attack, Saifullah. Apart from Kasuri, Inamur Rahman, president of the Pakistan Markazi Muslim League, LET's political front, also attended the funeral. The significance of this presence at SHOAIB Akhtar's brother's funeral, it sparks major questions. The PMML, which is the Pakistan Markazi Muslim League, is considered the overground front of the Lashkar-e-Toiba. And he was founded by the HAFIZ Saeed, the 26/11 mastermind. Whose close aides was also present in this funeral. Now, PMML has long been linked to HAFIZ Saeed's terror network. We know that HAFIZ Saeed has been listed as a major terrorist and his organization as a major terrorist organization under the United Nations as well. HAFIZ Saeed is a designated global terrorist and also the mastermind behind the 26/11 attack and also the mastermind behind the Pahalgam attack. Saifullah, his close aide, is also seen at the funeral of SHOAIB Akhtar's brother. So these are the visuals that Republic has accessed, and we're seeing that SHOAIB Akhtar, the Pakistani cricketer, seen in his funeral along with the major terrorist members of the LET and also of members of the PMML. So we can see Inam Rahman, a major leader of the PMML, seen at the funeral, and he has close links with HAFIZ Saeed as well, and Saifullah's close aide also. Now we are seeing these on the funeral of SHOAIB Akhtar's brother Shahid Akhtar, and major names of the Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists being present at the funeral. This raises a major concern as it once again opens the close links and how the radical extremism is now entering the mainstream in Pakistan, rubbing shoulders with global leaders, with global stars as well. This is a cricket legend in Pakistan, rubbing shoulders with key members of Lashkar-e-Toiba and the PMML, the organizations who have been linked to the major attacks, terrorist attacks in India, including the 26/11 and the Pahalgam terror attack. That in the picture, viewers, is Inam Rahman, a major key aide of HAFIZ Saeed, who is also considered a global terrorist, have been designated a global terrorist under the United Nations as well. LET, founded by him, is his close aide and a leader of the PMML. He is now in the funeral of SHOAIB AKHTAR'S, Shahid AKHTAR'S funeral. This, in fact, once again puts the lens once again in Pakistan of mainstreaming radical extremism, radical elements bringing into the foray, bringing into the mainstream. And these are, once again, the significance is that most of them have links to key masterminds who have carried out major terror plots against India, including the 26/11 attack, which killed several Indians on the soil, and also the deadly Pahalgam attack just last year. This once again raises the question of the close links, the close ties of the public personalities in Pakistan rubbing shoulders with members of key terrorist organizations like the Lashkar-e-Toiba and also its political front, the PMML. The mastermind of the Pahalgam terror attack and the 26/11 attack, his close aides are also seen in the funeral of SHOAIB AKHTAR'S brother, Shahid AKHTAR. Once again, this puts the lens. The Republic has accessed this exclusive video of the funeral of SHOAIB AKHTAR'S brother, Shahid AKHTAR. And there, these are on your screen, seen with members of Lashkar-e-Toiba and also members of the PMML, who is considered an overground political front of the LET. This is the latest, viewers. A big... Now we are joined by former cricketer Atul Wasan to give us more insights into this story. A very good afternoon and thank you so much for joining. I would like your comments and your initial reactions on this. A former cricketer of Pakistan rubbing shoulders with key terror masterminds and links to who has links to Lashkar-e-Toiba. We are seeing Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorist members and also the political front PMML members of them as well present at the funeral of SHOAIB AKHTAR'S brother. He was a former cricketer legend in Pakistan. What do you have to say to that as a cricketer of the sporting nation and representing the sport as well, and also of how the sporting legend of Pakistan is seen rubbing shoulders with key members of the terrorist organization?
First of all, I can't give you more insights, but what I can say is that it's disappointing and upsetting, and it's sad that we have to just tolerate so many things, because we consider many times I've said that cricketers are the same fraternity, we are a brotherhood, but we are separated by nations, and nation comes first. And I think for him also, he's one of the sane voices in Pakistan. So that is more disturbing, because he should have known that how it seems to the public to consume this kind of in your face kind of association. And I think and he should have known that Lashkar-e-Toiba is not just targeted by India or called out by India, but it's called out by international organizations also. In the global eye, they are considered terrorists, and they are terrorists. And he should have known better. Whether he could have controlled it, whether he could have done something against it, I don't know. But prima facie, what it looks like is not a happy picture.
And also, Atul Wasan, we are getting reports that SHOAIB AKHTAR himself have invited all of them to attend the funeral. This also once again raises the question how these extremist elements and mainstream politics are completely blurred in Pakistan. And also, at the timing of this, why would he invite members of a terrorist organization who have been flagged by the United Nations as a global terrorist organization to invite them on a funeral at a time when India is also observing the one-year attack anniversary that was done in Pahalgam?
Yes, I know. I mean, if he's invited them, then he should have been more smarter. I think we all know that the problem in Pakistan is that even the government, which runs the cricket in Pakistan, have to have their kind of like a quasi support to these organizations to survive and to keep the army happy. Because army is running the country, we all know Pakistan is run by army. And army has used, or ISI has used these outfits to trouble India. And all the hierarchy in Pakistan, whether it comes to the army, the government, the cricketers, it runs this way. And I think when you get clear pictures of this, it seems that everybody is in hand against India, so which is very troubling for me.
And also, Atul Wasan, representing the sport, we know that how far-reach consequences this has in the world of sports also, because sports fans have also, when there is a match between India and Pakistan, because we have seen recently when in the T20 matches where there was a lot of issues regarding the matches, fixtures and all of that. This now has spilled over to sport. The question I want to put forward is that where does the line stop? Where does it stop? It looks like it's all getting mixed up. There is no separation from a sport, from a nation, from politics, and also radical elements.
I think we can't stop it. We can only see, observe and take decisions like we have taken a decision now that we will not have any sporting relations with Pakistan. And this is what we can do. This is in our hand. But what they do and what they carry on doing is not in our hand. So that is pretty clear. And I think in these incidents, when you see this kind of camaraderie or this kind of one homie between the players or the Pakistan terrorists or the government with the terrorists, you can only see, and our foreign policy is dictated by what we are seeing now.
And also, now that we're discussing this, now that this has been brought to a mainstream, do you think that SHOAIB Akhtar, being a responsible citizen, being a responsible cricket legend, and also a sports person renowned all over the world, should give a statement on this and how this has occurred? Because this is not just restricted to Pakistan and a funeral event. This has far-reaching consequences, as you also said. Should he also release a statement regarding this on why he decided to have these